Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's put this here. This here. There. Grab this apple. Grab this. Neutral. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Let's do this. Use those. Good. Get that glue and let's grab Let's grab these. Good morning, good morning. I can see 4 people in the chat or 3, but I don't know who you are. So good morning. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I hope you can hear me and see me well. I'm going to be doing, hi Sarah, how are you? Welcome to the chat. So today we're going to be just going back to the basics. We are going to be doing some prep and we're going to be doing shaping. So we're going to do shaping. We're going to learn how to shape nails without purchasing, if you just purchase regular tips and you don't purchase the tips that you need, you know, the shape that you need, the quality of the shape that you need, but you actually just purchase a regular tip, such as something like this. Today we're going to learn how to create your own shapes with your tips. If you want to go stiletto, if you want to go round, if you want to go almond, ballerina coffin. So we're going to learn that today. We're going to practice that today in this how-to live, okay? So we're going to start off with a little prep here, and I'm going to be using this hand here. So this is my left, my right, no, this is my left hand. I'm going to be using my dominant hand, which is my right hand, to do the prep. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some gloves. And safety always first. You always want to make sure that you have some gloves whenever messing with shaping, filing, any type of products or residue. So yeah, if you have very sensitive allergies like I do, you want to make sure that you have, your hands are protected. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the tips of these gloves here so I can actually still have my fingers exposed, but my actual hand covered and protected. Okay. Hey, Katie. Yes, you made it. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, guys. So, we're going to need these scissors, so we're going to keep them out. So, we're going to be doing how to, and we're going to take it back to the basics today. So, we're going to take it back starting at prep, why prep is so important, and how I prep my nails, and you know, the tools that I use to prep my nails. As you can see, my cuticles look a hot mess. So how you doing, row left? So I'm going to be showing you guys some of the drill bits that I use as well when I'm prepping, to make sure I get a good long lasting nails. How you doing, Sri Rudra, Events and Solutions? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. Guys, if you would hit that like button. If you don't know where that like button at the top right hand corner of your screen, you will find 3 dots. Hit those 3 dots and that window will drop for you, and just hit like for me. It helps out the channel a great deal. Alright, guys, so I'm just going in and I'm taking some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just cleaning the cuticles really, really well, because I'm getting ready to do some prep on the nails before applying the tips and getting into shaping. So we are just going back to the first steps of how you prepare your nails for application, okay? And if we, you know, it depends on time frame and, you know, engagement and all that, if we'll get into application or not, okay? So the first thing I like to do is clean off my nails, and then I am going to look at the length of my natural nail. So my natural nails are always kept a little bit short, so I won't have to do any kind of clipping with a nail clipper or anything like that. But if your nails was long and you starting off with enhancements, you want to clip some of that length off. It depends on how much length you want to clip off, but you want to clip the length off a little bit. And also, you want to make sure that you take a straight like what they call it, emery board, like an emery board type file, like this, something really thin, and something that can get around and give the corners, shape the corners of the natural nail. And you just want to start at the corners and kind of just move it around just like this. You don't want to saw at the nails. You just kind of want to go from corner to corner, shaping the nails just like so. So you want to go corner to corner, and all it is tapering in your natural nail. So when you put on the enhancements, your natural nail won't be sticking outside of the enhancement. So that's very important to make sure you do, and you just cleaning up any rough edges around your natural nails, okay? How you guys doing today? Got any plans for your Wednesdays? How is your weather? My weather is a little gloomy today, but we're gonna make this work anyway. Sometimes I like the sun. The sun make me happy. Okay, so I am going to get my thumb here, and you want to have if you just a person who work on your own natural nails. Nope, just recording today. It's also gloomy here, but I like the rain. Oh, great. So if you are a person who work on your own natural nails, it depends on whatever brush you want to use. I like to use these brushes. These brushes I can sanitize, I can clean, sanitize, disinfect. So I like using these brushes. You're just going to take your brush and you're going to clean off that dust so you can see what else need to be done with your nails. Okay, so if you are like me and you are doing just a regular manicure, say you're doing a regular manicure and you're not doing anything other than that today, right? You can use a cuticle remover cream or cuticle remover, any type of cuticle remover cream for your nails to help loosen up the cuticle on your natural nail plate. Now you can use if you are servicing other clients, which I have different cuticle remover I use for my clients opposed to what I use for myself. But if you was using this same bottle for your clients, you can put it in something. So like say, and just for the sake of what I'm telling you guys, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to take this little dish here. It's a little gloomy here as well. I work nights, so just relaxing until I have to get ready. Okay, Rolef. Well, I hope you have a good rest before you have to go into work. Okay, and so I'm going to take, you can use a Q-tip or you can use these little spongy things here. I think I purchased these off of Shein. And they don't last long, but it's, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to dip it down in my cuticle remover here. And I'm just going to put it around the cuticle or the eponychium area and the sidewall area. Let me use the right terminology. Hey girl, you are live again. I'm happy. How you doing, Lasigo? Yes, I'm happy. I'm live again. I know I missed last Wednesday. I actually took a little break just so I can think about what you guys, what would be helpful in the next how-to live. So you all can drop some comments for me if you want and let me know what it is you would like more, you know, help with or want me to do in order to, you know, help you on your journey. I don't mind doing that, okay? So I'm going to let that sit. So anytime you're using any kind of cuticle remover, you want to read the instructions on the back of the cuticle remover. And it's going to tell you how to use it. Of course, I never do the warm water. I always just clean the nails with alcohol because I don't have a actual sink right here in my room. Now, it just really depends on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But today I'm not going to be doing too much moving around, so I'm just going to use alcohol and clean the area, okay? So I'm going to let that sit for a minute, and while you're letting that sit, you can choose which cuticle remover is best for you. Now, this side here of your cuticle remover is the side where you're going to use to push back your eponychium area, lightly push it back, right? And scrape up the dead cuticle off of your nail plate, okay? This side here helps clean off and up under your nails, all right? So this is the underside cleaner where you're going to clean off and up under your nails. I love your nails. And where are you from? I am from South Carolina. Thank you so very much. This is the side where you clean off and up under your nails, and you also can use this side of the tool to remove that cuticle, and you'll see me do that, okay? Now, there are so many different cuticle pushers around. I have this one as well, and it has like a little scoop, and this one is good for pushing back the eponychium area as well and scraping off some of that dead cuticle. So it's really up to you. Now this one is dual ended, and I can't figure out where I put them at just at the moment but I actually have the little 180 grit sanding band that you can put on this end of the tool, and you can roughen up the surface of the nail. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna be using that. I don't know yet. Alright, so now that it has sit on the nail and dried a little bit, what you want to do is you want to take a cuticle wipe, lint-free wipe. Look at me, cuticle wipe. Lint-free wipe, and you want to start with the nail you're going to start with. And I always start pinky to thumb, but some people may go thumb to pinky. But it's always good to choose an area to go from that. Like, it's good to choose one finger to start with to go to that other finger. That way, when you are in the middle of service, whether you servicing yourself, servicing someone else, or servicing, whatever you're doing, you don't forget what finger you're on. So, like for me, I always start pinky to thumb, because when I'm servicing my clients, I usually do both hands. So we go between hands when I'm actually doing application. So that way I know what finger I'm on what finger I'm at when doing the application. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so here I'm gonna go, and I'm just gonna start at the side wall, and I'm gonna go real gentle. And you want to be real gentle with your prep. You don't want to dig into your natural nail plate, because when you're digging into your natural nail plate, you're taking off keratin layers, right? And you don't want to do that. Can you guys see me? Do I need to bring it down a little bit? Let's see. Okay. See if I can. Oh, okay. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me see here. Let's zoom in. Okay. All right. So here, I'm just taking the cuticle pusher here, and I'm just going to scrape very softly, pushing back this side walls and my eponychium area. And you can see that white stuff pulling up off of the nail. That is called cuticle. That is me. I'm from South Africa. Okay, welcome. Good to have you here. Okay. So here, I'm just going to lightly take my cuticle pusher, and I'm just going to scrape the dead cuticle tissue off of the nail plate around the area in which I went and push back, pulling up that dead tissue off of the nail plate. Now remember, I told you this tool on the end here can be used to go around and scrape up that cuticle tissue, right? So you want to go around and scrape up that dead cuticle tissue up and around the eponychium area and your side walls, removing as much as you can with your cuticle pusher. Okay, and these are called metal pushers. And then you also have the wooden sticks. So you can use the wooden sticks or the metal pusher. We just call it cuticle pusher because that's what we so used to, just giving it a name. But these are called metal pushers. And you're going around your eponychium area and removing all of the dead cuticle tissue from your natural nail plate. This is very important to do when you are doing your nails, simply because that dead cuticle tissue, the way it's coming up off of the nail plate, this can also cause lifting in your enhancement, because as you can see how easily it is to remove, it just lifts from the nail plate, right? So if you keep this on your nails and then just apply your enhancements won't last as long as you would like them to. Like most of the time we wear our enhancements, we want them to last 2 or 3 weeks to the most. And this right here will cause it to lift within a week time. Okay, so you want to make sure this is properly done the correct way. And if you have a lot of cuticle tissue like I do on your nail plate, it's okay. Just take your time removing it and make sure you get it all off the nail plate. Okay? Oh, how you doing? BK, LOL. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and push back the cuticle on my ring finger here. Okay. If you guys would go ahead and hit that like button for me, I'll appreciate it so very much. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's free. And you guys know that when I go live, if you have your post notification bells on, it'll let you know that I'm live, okay? We are bringing a new series to the channel where my 15-year-old daughter is going to be drawing out my nail designs, and I am going to create the design on a nail. And it's going to be fun. It's just something summery, something fun, just to keep her engaged. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. So, as you can see, I'm pushing back that cuticle, and it's a lot, as you can see. It's a lot on the nail plate. As you can see, that white stuff that's pulling up off the nail. It's a lot. So you want to be very careful. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not in the camera. It's a lot, as you can see. Yes, it's going to be cool. I've already started one set, and she approved. She said I did a good job. She like art, so she takes art in school, and oh my goodness, she's giving her mom a challenge for sure. Okay. All right, so I can feel how tough this is. So I know it's not going to all come off with my cuticle pusher. So I'm not going to force it with the cuticle pusher because I have other things that I know I can use in order to get this dead cuticle off nail plate. Okay? But if you didn't have those things, just be gentle. Take your time and it will all come off. Okay? So if you have to go back and use your cuticle remover cream again, that's fine. But just remember, when using cuticle remover, sometimes it's not good to use it when you're going to go ahead. Like, I would say if you doing your own nails and you really need to use the cuticle remover, do it a day before. Let your nails take a break for that day. And then go in the following day with the application. Only because sometimes cuticle remover, sometimes because it's so soft and it has those purities inside the cuticle remover, it can cause lifting as well on your enhancement. So you want to be real mindful and be real careful when you making the decision to use the cuticle remover. Okay. So a lot of times cuticle remover is just used for gel manis and those who just coming in for a regular gel manicure. Because you're going to soak. A lot of people still like to soak their hands in the water, which we kind of getting away from that in the nail profession, because you find that soaking your nails in water kind of draws the nails in, and when you go to, it takes like an hour for your nails to dry completely out because the nails are porous, right? So when you put the gel polish on and you leave your salon or wherever the case may be, you notice you start to see your nail polish pulling away from the edges of the nail. That's because your nails are actually going right back into, you know, they're drawing back into its regular place. And so your tech already have put the nail polish on your nails, or the gel polish on your nails, and the nails are completely dry out now. So now that the nails are completely dried out, they kind of pulling back into their normal form, if that makes sense, right? So if you ever watch your skin when you like take baths or showers, and it's kind of like really soft, like your skin is really soft, then think about your nails. They the same way, right? When water hit it, they're really, really soft. And it takes a while for that water to completely dry out of the nail, right? So once that water is completely dry, the nails kind of pull, the skin itself kind of pulls back together, and it's no longer that soft, you know, I won't say saggy, because I don't think people's skin gets soft, but it's not that soft, pliable tissue, right? It's more firm. Your skin is more firm. It's more tightened, right? And that's the same way for your nails. Okay, so I have a lot of cuticle buildup here. So I'm going to leave this one, and I'm going to move on to my next nail, because I have a lot of buildup here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to move on to the next nail here. And I want to make sure I'm in the camera, because I did zoom in. Okay. So I'm just going to go in, and I am going to go ahead and push back the rest of the cuticle so we can move on, and I can show you guys the next step I do with cleaning the cuticle. But you want to make sure it's always very easy and very gentle. Now, I have had, when my cuticles were very rough on the natural nail plate, I have had it where I dig too much, and I actually cut into my nail with the end of the cuticle pusher. That can happen, guys, so make sure you be really, really careful, okay? Also, you want to make sure, if you are the only person working on your nails, right, and you have your own implements, you want to make sure you always are cleaning and sanitizing your own implements, as well as the implements that you use on your clients, if you take clients, okay? So it still is a priority to make sure you clean, disinfect, and sanitize your implements that you use on yourself as well, okay? So make sure you make that a priority as well when you are doing your nails. And the proper disinfectant you can use for your own tools, guys, is not alcohol. Okay? So I know a lot of people say, well, I just spray it with alcohol. Alcohol does not do anything. It doesn't sterilize the implement. It does not disinfect the implement. But what you can use, if you can't use barbicide or get access to barbicide, which is something we use here in the United States, you can use bleach. So just take just a small portion of bleach. So I'll say 2-to-1 ratio with bleach, right? So you want to use 2 cups of water and 1 cup of bleach, or 3 to 1 ratio, right? And then you're going to just put the tools in there for 10 minutes and or however long. 10 minutes might be too much for the bleach if it's 100% bleach. But anyway, you want to use the bleach and just clean your implements with the bleach. Okay, let it sit at least 5 to 10 minutes, I would say, in that solution, and then clean the nails. Clean your implements that way. Okay. That way you remove any anything that may be on the implement that can transfer back to you, you can remove it. You know, because dirt gets on these implements. We get them dirty, you know, we lay them down, you know, it's on our nails. We removing dead tissue from our nails and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that, yeah, you getting that off. Okay, so we're just going to go around and get the rest of the nails, and then I'm going to show you guys some of my drill bits that I like to use in order to really get down in there and get these nails clean. Hey Jess, how are you? Caught up in yard work. Oh, you okay? It's that time of the year. I know that yard work. I know it's that time of the year. We got a little rain today, so my husband not gonna be in the yard today. So yeah, but it is that time of the year for yard work. A lot of people gonna be out in their yards. Nice. And being outside sometimes is very relaxing. I am not okay. Oh no. Where you at, Jess? Is it hot where you at? At home. I'm in Illinois. Okay, okay, okay. What's the weather like today in Illinois? It's breezy today, and I have a oh, yeah. Did you mask up before you went outside? Cause you already know how that can go. Yeah, I have allergies too, real bad allergies, and I think every year your allergies either going to be better or it's going to get worse. It just really depends. And my allergies this year has been worse. So you can see there's some cuticle tissue here building up, and as y'all can see, I'm just pulling that off. And this is so satisfying to me. I don't know about you guys, but just watching this stuff come up is just so satisfying to me. It's so crazy that I find stuff like this relaxing. So, yeah. And I can see that would be common sense. I'm a gluten for punishment. My allergies have lost their marbles this year. Oh, no. Yeah, make sure when you outside doing any kind of yard work and you suffer from allergies like that, make sure you wear a mask and take you something before going out, like something that you take for your allergies, like the Claritin, or I don't know if it's Claritin, whichever one is no longer the best one to have, but you know which one, you know what I'm talking about. Just take whatever allergy medicine you prescribe already, get it in your system before going outside doing your yard work. That way you don't have it, it's not that bad for you. My husband have allergies to grass, but he always cutting grass. So he a gluten for punishment too. A glutton for punishment, as they say. Alright guys, so now that we have did that portion, now I'm going to show you guys what else I do when it comes to doing the prep. So I want, when you're doing it on yourself, you want to take your time, right? Hey Cheddar, I've been trying to reach you on Instagram. I had a question to ask you, but just check your Instagram and accept my request. Hey Belinda, how are you? You ladies are not late. What we're doing today is we're taking it back to the basics. We are going back to the beginning where it all started, and how we are focusing on prep today and shaping. So we are going to take nails like this, and we are going to shape them into those styles that we love, like stiletto and almond and things like that. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so I have prep bits here, and I like to just get the one that's gonna really get down in there. So I like using this one here. I have other prep bits, but they end up in the cleaner. So they over there drying. Take Allegra faithfully. Yes, yes. Thank you. Nice. I followed you back, babe. I will definitely check. I didn't see anything come through your message, Flawless. Okay. You message Flawless. You need 828. I have to check, Cheddar. I'll check. Hit me up in my DM. And that way, if you hit me up in my DM, just say, hey, Jeannie. Then I know I am on the right page. If that makes sense. Okay. Belinda, that's great. Okay. So, we're going to go in. I'm going to show you guys. I like to use this bit here to, and whenever you're doing your prep, because I don't want to have to pull out a whole lot today, but you definitely want to make sure that you have your, dust collector, guys, out if you have one. Make sure you have your dust collector for your drills. When you don't have a drill bit that have a protector little protector nozzle on your bit already, you want to use one of these cute little pink protectors or blue, whatever color you bought, and put it on the drill bit. And you don't want it to be flush to your drill bit. You want it to be kind of sort of about like this. Okay? Right? So you don't want it to be flush, because when it's flush, it makes the drill bit make a lot of noise, right? So you don't want that. Now I'm using my dominant hand to do my non-dominant hand. So I am going to put this on a 5-4. I'm going to go in forward. Hey, Erica, how are you? I'm going to go in forward. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you, sis. All right, I'm going to go in forward. I'm going to put this on 5 RPMs, okay? And now I'm going to start it. And here, I'm just going to go just the one direction, one side for each nail, right? And let me make sure I'm in the camera, because I forgot I pull you guys up. Let's see. Let's make sure we in the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I'm just going to go one direction. I'm going to make sure this drill bit is flush to the nail. Okay. I understand, sis. I understand. Thank you for being here. Okay. So I'm just going to go in the groove of the nail, in the direction of the nail. And I'm not going to go around the whole nail, guys, because I just want to go into, I want to go in the groove of the nail, and I don't want to push it around, right? Because we're going to go in reverse on the other side, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to go, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to move to the next nail. After I get that nail out the way, I'm going to move it to the next nail, okay? And you want to be real gentle and be real careful with these pointy drill bits. Because if you're moving too fast or you're moving and not paying attention, then you can jug yourself. And guys, if you ever jug yourself, you already know. It's not. It's so very painful. Okay? So I'm going to go around the nail. And I'm going to make sure I keep the nail flush, this drill bit flush to the natural nail. I'm just turning it around because I want to lift up this white here, which is all dead cuticle. I want to lift that up as much as I can. Okay? Okay? So now I'm going to move on to the next finger. And I'm keeping the drill bit flush to the natural nail. Please don't have your drill bit going down like this or digging into your nail like that, guys. That is harmful to the natural nail plate, okay? that causes those dents and all of those things that happen to your nail when you're doing that and you don't really understand why that's happening or what's going on with your natural nail. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next nail. And if you guys don't mind, hit that like button for those who are just coming in. And if you don't know where your like button is because you in the vertical live, go ahead and look at the top right hand side of your screen. There are 3 dots. Hit on those 3 dots and it's going to drop a window for you. And it's going to ask you to like. Please hit that like button for me. Okay. And guys, if you have any suggestions on things you want to see or any how-to, please feel free to drop them in the comment section of this video. Once I post this video, drop it in the comment section so I can write it down and I can start working on that content for you. Okay. So now I'm going to press and pause, and I'm going to go in reverse. So now I'm going to put the same drill in reverse, 5 RPMs, and I'm going to go the opposite way. Hey, Jonna, how are you? All right, drive safely, love. Be careful, be careful. Okay, so guys, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to have it flush to the natural nail, and I'm just going to go in the opposite direction, okay? So this way you can pull up all of that dead tissue, and make sure, guys, that you have the hand propped on something. You want to make sure you have your fulcrum finger, as we call it, prop or pressed against something. I have it pressed against this pink thing here because my hands are so short, but make sure you press it against something. That way you have full control of your drill bit, okay? Of your drill, E-file, and the bit, okay? You have full control of the E-file, okay? Alright, so now I'm going to move on to the next nail. And guys, for those who are just coming in, we are going back to the basics. So we are doing prep, how to prep. Make sure you do a proper prep on your nails because, guys, you know how important it is to have a proper prep. And we are going to get into some shaping today on your tips. If you only had these kind of tips here and you wanted to shape them in all those different styles and designs, that's what we're going to be doing today, okay? Can I ask you, Miss Jeannie, can I ask you to do forms again? I know you don't want... yeah, I can do forms again. Jess, I'm so busy that I have no time to post anymore. Oh, no, Belinda, I pray that you get some relief soon. Okay. No, you good. I understood what you said, Jonna. So, yeah, I can do forms again for you. I love working on forms. This hand is forms. This is how I built this hand up using forms. And I love forms because once you build a nail and it has good retention, yeah, you're good. Okay? So I'm going to go in. I'm just going to the other side, and I'm keeping the drill bit flush to the nail. And if you have to move your hand around, feel free to move your hand just to make sure that you're keeping this drill and drill bit flush to the natural nail, okay? You don't want to be going in any angle digging. This is a digging angle, okay? This is the digging angle. You don't want that. You want it flush like this. This is the angle you want it at, all right? That way, you're not causing any dents in your natural nail. you're not causing any harm to your natural nail. Because guys, enhancements is supposed to protect our natural nail. It's supposed to keep our natural nails healthy, not destroy them, okay? So keep that in mind when you are doing your nails. Enhancements are to beautify my hands. They are to protect my natural nails. They are to keep my natural nails strong. So I have to make sure I'm doing it the correct way, okay? Okay, so now that we have that done, how you doing, Alicia? Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here. I'm going to go ahead and clean off the dust. You always want to make sure you have your brush available for you guys to clean off the dust so you can see what it is you missing, right? Now, a lot of people don't like to use the cuticle scissors, right? We don't like to use the cuticle scissors. Sometimes we just rather use the ball bit. And you can use the ball bit, and that's fine. I'm going to use the cuticle scissors and the ball bit. Only because y'all can see what kind of bit is that again. Okay. It's just called a prep bit. So these are called prep bits, and you get them in everything, right? So this one is more on the pointier side. Okay, and it's a diamond bit. And diamond bits are good for your natural nails, okay? Anything, prepper bits, all prep bits should be more like a diamond bit. You don't want to use anything other than a prepper bit. And when you're looking them up, you can put prep bits in if you are prep bits into the search engine, and it's going to give you your prep bits. Hey Lena, yeah, you okay, baby? Don't drive safe. You and John are both driving. Please drive safe. Okay. When you put prep bits into your search bar, it should give you all different prep bits. And this one right here is blue, so it's more of on the medium consistency. And you don't want to use nothing more than a medium on your natural nail. Either medium, fine, or extra. Medium, fine, or extra fine. Okay. This is fine and extra fine. Okay. Or medium, fine, and extra fine. You don't want to use nothing more than a medium on your natural nails. So your cuticle scissors always gonna have this rounded kind of groove here. If you guys can see it, if you have a straight edge pair of scissors, that's not cuticle scissors, okay? So please don't use them on your nails, because that is just a regular pair of scissors like this. This is just a regular pair of cutting scissors. You see, it's not rounded. Your cuticle scissors is rounded and have this little round moon shape, right? Now I'm only going to use the cuticle scissors on this one because I can see that white, right? Now you want to be real careful with cuticle scissors because, guys, I have cut myself more than a time or two and still be going. Now I'm a glutton for punishment. But this nail, because I'm right with my my ring finger and my middle finger, get so many callus built around the nails. Okay, so I just wanted to use that for that. Now I'm going to get a ball bit and I'm going to show you guys. And I don't like to use the cuticle scissors on my clients. I just really use the cuticle scissors on myself. So I'm going to grab a ball bit here. And I'm just going to put anything that I'm using on myself. I'm going to keep it on the table because I'm going to clean it after. I'm going to go and do the proper clean on my implements. Okay, so I'm going to take this ball bit here and go around my nails. Okay. I'm going to use this here. Needles scare you. Yes, so surfer. If needles scare you, do not use it. You can always use your file to do all of the things that I'm doing. Okay, so you can always use your hand file to push back your cuticles like that, like so. Get off and around the nail as much as you can, removing those that dead tissue off of the nail plate. Okay, so just remember that. You can also use your hand file to do everything that I'm doing with tools. If you don't have these implements and things like that, it's no problem. You don't have to have them. You can use your regular hand file. Okay, so make sure you know that. How you doing, Nailed by Lena? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so guys, I have the cuticle ball bit here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on forward. Remember, it was on reverse, but I'm going to go back to forward because I want to start with my forward first because I'm right-handed, okay? So what if you're left-handed, reverse is comfortable for you. So you're going to start with reverse. I'm right-handed, so forward is always better for me, okay? I'm good, thank you. How are you, love? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. Okay, so I'm just going to start on one side of the nail, and I'm just going to, I'm going on top of this. I don't know if you guys can see or not. Let me see if I can get close, okay? So I'm going on top here with this ball bit where that little ledge is. I call it a ledge on your epinicium, just so I can remove that dead tissue. Now, how many of you guys do it this way? You go on the nail and you stay on the nail. Be honest. How many of you do it that way? Working, so watching on TV, so not chat much. You fine, I understand. I'm not sure if I understand PRZECIETNY. I'm not really sure if I understand you, but hello, welcome to the chat. Alright, so if you're doing it that way, guys, yeah, no, that's not the right way. Okay. just being honest. I do sometimes do, okay. So you want the ball bit is to remove that dead tissue from the epinicium area, right? And it should be, that's why you don't run the drill at a very high rate of speed, because you want to be able to get on top and remove that tissue so you can see it coming off, right? You can see it coming off the skin. You can see that dead tissue, disappearing and falling away, okay? So that's how you want to use your cuticle ball bit. It's removing that dead cuticle, which is not harmful to you. It should not be harming you in no kind of way. It should be soothing to just remove that from the epinicium area, okay? It's okay. This is why we do these. This is why I do stuff like this, so we can learn the correct procedure, and now we can do it the correct way, right? So, I mean, I used to do it that way, and I was like, that ain't getting anything off, right? And then I realized I was doing it wrong, and that's why I wasn't getting anything off. And I always, when I'm getting ready to service my client, I like to put it on my own skin like this to show my clients this is not going to bother you at all. So you're going to feel a little tickle or whatever. You're going to feel that little tickle, but I promise you, I'm not going to hurt you. Okay? And so then they okay and they comfortable, because I don't want to use the cuticle scissors. I don't want to use the nippers, because I only like to use those things on myself. And because I have not mastered the perfection of not nipping someone, I like to use the ball bit. So I just take that ball bit around my top of my cuticle area, and now it's clean. Okay, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to go in reverse just to clean it up just a little bit more. I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit reverse on this file, and I'm just going to go in reverse just to pull off anything extra that might want it to stay on my nail plate, okay, or on my skin. And a lot of times, I don't know if you guys like me, but a lot of times my skin love to get rough right here in the groove of the nail. And so I like to run that ball bit there too, and it's exfoliate, because that's what this ball bit does. It's exfoliating the skin. It's taking off that dead skin from your natural nail plate and your tissue, the skin around your nails. So I love the ball bit. I'm gonna show you guys another bit I have that I actually love, and I got a few more in my cart to purchase because I love them so very much. And it's really good for retention when you're doing your nails, especially when you have those clients that deal with a lot of lifting. No matter what you do, they lose a nail or they have a problem, with keeping a nail on, which, there's nothing you really can do, because you don't know really what people do after they leave the seat, how much work they put on their own nail or on their own hands. So there's not really much you can do, but I found this bit that I'm just in love with, and I do it on my own hand as well. I'm going to show it to you guys now, okay? And then this is going to be it. This is going to be done. We're going to be done with our prep, okay? And of course, you want to time yourself. If you're taking clients, you want to move a little bit quicker, but because we are not, I am not doing a client, I'm actually doing myself and showing you guys in demonstration, I'm not as moving as quick as I would on a client, if that makes sense. And I will, with clients, I always look at the nail, look at what I'm doing, and look at their hands to see how much prep they really need. Because if, like my 2 clients that I definitely do every 2 weeks, they don't always need a lot of prep. We may do extensive prep one time, within the month, just so we can make sure we get good retention. But most of the time they don't need a whole lot of prep, so I don't have to do a lot of prep, right? So this is the bit I was talking about, guys. Let me take it out. I clipped it in too quick. Let me show you. So this is the bit I'm talking about. This is called a French, what is it called? French cut bit. Okay, so what it is a bit to help you create a smile line. But this bit I found very useful for getting around the sidewalls of my nails and keeping good retention. Okay? Now, I love that this bit gets into that sidewall there, and it cleans out that part that you can't get into with the regular prep bits. And it just gives you good, clean sidewall and good retention. So I'm going to turn this on 5 RPMs. I'm going to turn it back to forward. And I'm going to show you guys. Okay? So we've already got in there somewhat, right? But I love this bit. Now you can bypass all of the other bits and just use this bit if you want to. Now every step that I've showed you today, you don't have to do, right? You can bypass, if you have just this bit, you can bypass all of the other bits and just use this bit. And you're just going around the nail, keeping this part of the bit in that sidewall, okay? And in the cuticle area. Other than that, don't put it on your natural, don't put it on the surface of the nail. Just keeping it in the grooves of the eponychium area and your sidewalls. And it's going to get all of that out, right? I love this bit so very much. And I use this bit, start using this bit on my clients, their retention got way better. Because I couldn't get into the sidewalls like I wanted to with the other bits, you know? Now I'm using a fine or extra fine. So if you're using this on your natural nail, you want to use a fine or extra fine. Okay, you don't want to use anything higher than that. If you're going to get a higher grit, then use it for what it's supposed to be used for. And that is for creating your smile line. Okay. Yes, Jonna. Yes. But these bits also will help you cut into your acrylic and create your smile line with these bits as well. Okay. Which I've never used it for that. So I can't tell you how simple that is. But I wouldn't use this one. I would want a more coarser bit for that. Yes, they do have them on Amazon, Belinda. Okay, so I'm just in reverse and I'm just going the opposite way. And I'm taking my time. So I make sure I stay where I want this bit to stay and not nowhere else. Okay? Okay? Alright. Okay. And I'll try to link this one, link the ones I found on Amazon too in this video once I post it, okay? That way you guys can, I'll try to find some prep bits and all of that. So you guys, the ones that I have in my Amazon that I purchased myself, I'll try to link those for you guys. Okay? Alright. So now we have our prep done. Okay, and now I'm just going to take some alcohol and I'm going to clean my nails very well with the alcohol. I'm going to just take it and wipe. I found a whole 30-pack of prep bits on Temu. Yes, now that's a good deal. Now the only thing that I have to pay attention to, Cheddar, when I'm purchasing those bigger packs is making sure they're going to fit in my drill. Because I purchased a bunch of prep bits thinking, and it wasn't on Temu, but thinking that they was going to work, and none of them fit in my drills. The heads, this part of it here is too big. They're too fat, like. And I don't know what drill they actually supposed to fit in. Okay? Alright. So, now that we have that out of the way, okay? Let's just go ahead and throw all this trash in the trash. Okay? So, now that we have the clean out the way, this is how I like to clean my nails. Now, you want to use you can use your 180 grit sanding band, or you can use your buffer block. This is your 100, it's 180, right? And you only want to use the 180 side, not the 100. This is used on the enhancement. This can be used on the nail plate. Okay? So make sure you know the difference in your buffer bits as well. So I'm just going to roughen up the surface here. I'm sorry, guys, I'm shaking the table. That's coming to consider. That's something to consider, and I'm sorry for the misspelling. Thank you, Jonna. Yes, something to consider, right? Because when I purchased those, I was like, man, what am I going to do with those bits? I can't even use them. So when you roughen up the surface of your natural nail, you want to turn that nail matte. So you don't want to do too much. You just want to lightly buff the surface of the nail. That's scratching up the nail. So you'll be able to do your prep and all of that other stuff. Now, that's only if you don't want to worry about your sanding band, okay? Sometimes I'll do the sanding band, of course. But after I've used so many bits on my nail, I like to use the 180 grit side of a buffer to do it. Hey, Sandra. Oh, I'm sorry. So we're going to go in and just go back over just a little bit just to make sure all of those areas, I don't have any shiny areas on my nail. And also, guys, the buffer can also help remove any of the dead tissue that may or may not have, you got it all away. Okay, so always remember that too. Just take that buffer and hit it around that cuticle area or eponychium area and just remove any dead tissue that may or may not have come off during the all of that other, stuff you done. Okay, so now we have a matte clean surface of a nail, and now I'm gonna take the this is my own made swipe. So we're going to take my 50-50. It's 50% alcohol, 50%, 50, it's half alcohol, half acetone. I don't know what I'm saying, 50-50. It's 50-50, but half. Okay, and so now I'm going to clean off the surface of the nail, and I'm going to dry out that nail. Now I have a clean surface of the nail here, and we ready to apply the tips. Okay, so you just want to make sure your surface got all the dust and everything off, and away from it. When you start to apply the tips, I'm just going to put everything I'm using over to the side here. And now I'm going to grab my tips. And I'm going to use these tips because remember I told you guys we're going to do some shaping. But we're going to learn how to shape our own nails without having to buy if you look, say you're new to the nail game. Because I have every tip in the world, right? But say you're new to this nail stuff, right? And I don't want to have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. I just really want to be able to do my nails with what I have until I can afford to buy more, or if I afford to build my collection even larger, right? So when I was in nail school, we learned how to shape our nails just using regular schmegler tips, okay? These are the tips that everybody hate because they have a slight curve to them, but they are good for practicing. They good for practicing on your practice hands. If you have practice hands, they good for that too, okay? So here I'm going to show you guys how I do my nails when I'm, going to do my regular nails, all right? So, oh, it's raining. Can you guys hear that rain? It's pouring down raining, okay? The sky fell out, okay? Alright, so here you want to make sure when you're doing your tips, you want it to go side wall to side wall, right? You don't want it to be too big like this. This one can work. I usually wear 2. Oh, this is a 2. That's why. Let me get a 1 and show you guys. So you don't want it to be too big like this, where it's over the nail plate. Where am I at? You don't want to be too big like this, where you can see that tip is on the skin. Let's see where I'm at. Okay. So you see right here where the tip is on the skin here? You don't want that at all. You want to get something that's going to fit side wall to side wall. Okay? Okay, John, I have a headache, but getting through. How are you? Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. No headache, sister. I don't know if I'm going to keep these on, but I might. I might keep them on because I need to do application. But I don't know. We'll see. Appreciate nails. Okay, okay. Okay, so anyway, these are too big. So you don't want them to be too big, guys. You want them to fit just right. So I wear a size 2 on my thumb for most nails. And actually, I think this says this is a 3. So let me look at that's 3 fits. But let's look at the 2. And let's go with the 2. Because the 2 is actually side wall to side wall. And the way I like to do it, I clip these edges. Guys, I don't like the edges. I try to remember to clip the edges when I'm doing it on my clients, on myself. Because those little pointy edges, as you start putting product on the nail, they digging down in the side of the side wall. And it just don't feel comfortable. And I want to feel comfortable. I want my clients to feel comfortable. You okay, Katie? I understand. So I want my clients to feel comfortable. I want to feel comfortable. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to grab a 180 grit file here. I'm going to close this up because I'm going to show you guys what I like to do when I am doing my nails. Okay, so once I've measured out the nail and I've clipped those tips here. If I miss anything, guys, forgive me. I'm trying to breathe, but I think it's more conversation between you guys. So I'll let you guys conversate. Sandra, I am praying that you start feeling better, love. I don't like you feeling bad. Let me grab a water, guys. Hold on 1 second. I moved my desk around. A lot of things have been moved around in my room. So I have to share with y'all another room tour soon. So y'all can see all of these changes that I keep making. I can't stop making changes. Okay, feel better. For some reason I just felt like it's weird all of a sudden. Yeah. But my drawers don't change. Well, not all of them. Not all of them. Okay, so I'm back. Alright, so I like to buff or file down right here at where the tip and the natural nail will meet. I like to buff out that part and thin it out as much as I can, only because it's going to make it much better for me when I go to apply this nail tip to my natural nail. Okay, so now I want to take the glue and I'm going to drop a tip of that glue down in the well of this tip, just like so. I'm going to knock it here against my table just to get any excess if I did it too much. And I'm just going to place the tip down here. Make sure it's straight. I'm going to pull it close to the free edge as I possibly can. I guess you're going to blame me for those changes. No, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm going to blame you for the changes, but it's great changes, Erica. Great changes. You just on bubble watch. Okay, make sure you don't get them bubbles in. But you want to make sure... Uh-oh, God, I'm sorry. Well, now, sometimes can't be too eager. I don't know what glue I'm using. I usually use my Manicure glue. I might have to grab it. I need to start buffing it before I apply it. Yes, buffing it before you apply it helps you a lot. Fingers crossed, Jonna. Hi, Erica. Hey, Katie. Yeah. So you want to hold it on there for about 60 seconds. You can count to make sure it... Don't be in a hurry. My nail instructor used to tell us, stop being in such a hurry. Stop being in such a hurry. Take your time. Take your time. Because if you always in a hurry, and you know how it is, if you have, you know, every glue is not going to work the same. Everybody's hands is not the same. So when you go to apply the glue on the nail, right, you want to make sure that the nails are sticking. If you just kind of go on, I like that KDS glue, because that KDS glue, it just stick it on there and it's good. But this one right here, this is the one I use for my nail press-on business, and it's really good for press-ons. Very, very good. But you have to be patient because every glue is not the same. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to go in, and I'm going to go ahead and take my 180 grit file here, and I'm just going to go over the corners, because remember, I buffed the surface of that tip, so it's already flush to the nail. So here I don't feel any of that demarcation, line of demarcation. Is very flush to the nail, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I don't have to do much more than what I've done, and that's why I like to do that, because when you do that, it takes away from you having to use that file to go around and clean that line of demarcation. It just eliminates a step, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? All right, love. Hope you have a great doctor's appointment. I'll save the live for you. You haven't opened the replacements? You probably didn't need them. Okay, so guys, what shape do you want to do on this thumb? I'm gonna let you guys tell me what shape you want to do. And we're gonna go one finger at a time, okay? We're not gonna do we ain't gonna put all the nails on. I'm gonna one shape at a time, one finger at a time. So what shape would you guys want to see on the thumb? Coffin. Okay, coffin. Coffin. Okay. As soon as videos are guys on the end. Coffin. Okay, so I got 3 coffins, so we're gonna go ahead and go with coffin. So the nail is already, you see the shape on the nail, it's already kind of coffin, right? So I don't really have a whole lot to do. So I'm gonna take the scissors here, and I'm just gonna take off just a little bit of on each side. I don't have to take off a lot, right? But I want to make sure it's even. Okay. So I'm just going to take off just a little bit. And you want to make sure that your scissors don't get close to the skin. If you brought it down or trimmed it down, you want to make sure you keep it off the skin, okay? All right, let me grab a 80/80 grit file here, okay? So now we're going to do a coffin on this nail. So what you want to do is you want to brace your nail, brace it, and you want to go at like a 90-degree angle on your nail. So you want to give attention to both sides, and you want to continue until you make sure that the shape is where you want it to be, okay? So you got to give attention. Remember, I have to give attention to both sides. I can't focus just on one side. You want to give the right attention to both sides, okay? So here, I'm going in. I'm just going to prop this finger up on this side here, just so the nail don't pop, because you know these nails will pop out because there's nothing there yet, right? It's nothing on the nail that's holding the nail up. So now I'm going to go back to the other side, and I'm going to go underneath the nail, and I'm going to keep going until I get the shape that I want, that coffin shape that I want. I'm going to look at the nail, right? I'm going to keep looking at the nail, and I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm going to give it the same amount of attention to this nail as I would the, any other nail. So how the file is shaped, you can see that the file is at an angle, right? It's not straight. It's not straight like this. It's actually at a angle. So you want to make sure you angle your file to the shape that you're trying to go for. So you're going to need to be at a 90-degree angle, right? Not straight ahead, but at a 90-degree angle to get that coffin, get that coffin shape you're going for, right? So I'm going to give attention to both of the sides, right? Okay, and I'm going to keep looking at this nail, and if I want it, tapered it in just a little bit more, right? Wait a minute, question. Erica had a question. As soon as this video, okay, coffin. I have a question. Okay, what's the difference between coffin and tapered square? Okay, so coffin and tapered square, the difference between those two, and I'm going to show you. Hold on. All right. Okay. So, if you can see here on this map here, right? The coffin shape, it goes in more, right? It's thinner here, right? It gets very thin at the tip. Whenever you're doing a tapered square, you're not going to go in here like this. With the tapered square, you're only going to take just a little bit off, and it's still you're gonna go straight. You just bringing it in just a little bit, so you have more. The tip of the nail is tapered in more for a coffin than it is for a tapered square. A tapered square, you only gonna have just a little bit off on the edges, and I'll show you that. We'll do the tapered square after this one, okay? Because I don't know how to explain it as much as I can show it to you, okay? And everybody sees shapes differently. Just let's FYI, everybody's see shapes differently. What you call a tapered square, I might call a coffin. What you call a coffin, I might call it a ballerina coffin. So everybody sees shapes differently, okay? Just know that, okay? So I want to keep on working on this, and I'm going to keep giving it the same attention on each side, okay? You want to make sure you go from side to side, side to side. Okay? Okay. And that's what a lot of people like now. They like to go and buy the pre-shaped tips, because it is some work to shape your own nail and get it perfect, right? It's some work. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's not work. It's work. Because you have to take your time and make sure you get it right, right? So say if I was pre-shaping the nails for a client, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep looking at the nail. I'm going to keep stopping. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing that, because I want that nail to come out, you know, what that client request is, right? Okay, so let's clean this off a little bit. Okay. So now we come into our coffin. It's getting there. We're getting there. We're getting to our coffin. Okay. Okay. So now you're looking at your shape, and I can see I need to bring in this side a little bit more on the nails, right? I want to bring in this side a little bit more, because I've paid more attention to the other side of the nail than I have this one. So I need to bring this one in just a little bit more and really clean up that shape. Jenny, I'm about to eat, but I'm still here. You good, babe? Okay. All right. So now we have our coffin. Okay. So now you ready to go ahead and do your application, and you got everything how you want it. If you want to bring it in a little bit more, you can. If you want to, you know, bring it in, taper it in a little bit more, you can. But remember, when you start going in even more, it's going to turn into a ballerina coffin shape, okay? Because your ballerina coffin is going to be a little bit more narrow than your regular coffin shape, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and measure for the next nail. And what do y'all want? Oh, we said we was going to do the tapered square. Okay, so Let's do the tapered square for Erica. And let's see the difference in tapered square. So this nail usually is like a 5 or 6. My hands are very small, guys. Very, very tiny. Okay, so I'm going to measure the 6. And that one was a little too big, so let's go to 7. Okay, so yeah, I think the 7 will do. So we're going to go with 7. Okay. I can get one side perfect with my hands facing straight. When I turn my hand towards me, I see something else, and then, boom, a mess. Yes, right, true. And that's the thing. It's about patience and stop, look, stop, look, stop, look, right? Because I'm like you. Sometimes I can get my shape right, like how I want it, and then some days this is like, okay, this is a mess. Start again. So I think we all go through that and been there, done that. Okay, so I'm going to clip the tip because I don't want those sharp edges. And when you don't want those sharp edges, because you don't want those edges digging into the enhancement once you start applying your acrylics and stuff like that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend in this tip, kind of blend in my well a little bit, well of the tip. I'm going to soften that up. You don't want to do over foul, guys, because it will break on you. But you want to soften it up just a little bit, okay? So make sure you remember, if you overdo it, it will break, okay? Alright, so let's here. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to go in, I'm going to rock and bring that up. And I'm going to make sure that it's straight how I want it. And I'm going to let it sit there. I'm not going to be in no hurry. I'm just going to give my count. And if you're doing your own nails, I like to blow on it a little bit just to dry that glue faster. But I try not to do that even on my own nails, because if you put something in your head and start getting a rhythm for something, then yeah. Okay. Alright. So now we have the glue on there. And you can take like an alcohol wipe or just a wipe, and you see where that glue is coming off or coming. Hey, Nikki, you see where that glue is spilling out underneath? Just pat with that lint-free wipe just to clear that glue. That way you don't have that extra glue getting into your enhancement. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me turn on my TV because it looks like I'm going to lose my tablet, so I can't see what you guys are saying. Give me 1 second. Still here, sister. Just the story, huh? Okay. How is Bella? I hope she good. Okay, let's see. So we're going to do the tapered square, and this one is already kind of tapered a little bit, so you don't really have a whole lot to do. Sometimes you can look at a nail and you can see that you don't have a whole lot to do. You don't really have to do any cutting on this nail today because you actually have you have it, you know what I'm saying? You already have everything you need for this nail particularly. Okay, let's see. Alright, so when you're doing the tapered square, you don't really have to do much cutting on this nail. So I'm just going to take my file here. I'm going to take my file here and I'm just going to bring in, and I'm going to keep it as straight as I can. And I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to keep it as straight as I possibly can, giving the same attention to both sides. Right? And this nail makes it very easy to do the tapered square look because it was not, it was already a little tapered anyway. So, you see how the file, when you're doing the tapered square look, you're not putting the file at a 90-degree angle. You just usually got the file straight out, right? And you're just going in and you're just giving the same detail to both sides, okay? So you have your tapered square. And tapered square look, a lot of people like the tapered square look because it really brings in the, it brings in that nail a little bit more. And if you have chubby fingers, right? Because my cousin, when I used to do one of my cousin's nails, and I'm sure she'll, if she ever watched this, she don't care about me telling it. But my cousin had chubby fingers, and she always wanted her nails not to look so, you know, wide, right? She wanted her nails to look more tapered in. So I would have, she loved the square nails, so I would have to put the tapered square look on her nails to bring it in and make her nails look a little bit more slender. And that's what that tapered look gives. It gives that more slender look. Okay, so a lot of people like that tapered square look because it really does kind of bring in that look. But it all really, guys, pre-shaping is just the first part, right? You have to make sure when you're doing application that you try to stay within the guidelines of how you shape the nails, okay? So we're going to do the middle finger. What shape do you guys want for the middle finger? Thank you, Cheddar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I think, let's try this one. Yes, drive safe, Sandra. Be back, gonna drive to school. Oh, yeah, it's time to get kids out of school. When your kids' last day of school? We did coffin, Tessa. So we already have coffin on our thumb. And we have tapered square on our pointer, or almond. Almond? Okay, almond. Almond it is. Okay, so I'm just checking the side wall to side wall for this tip. That's a good tip. Okay, and I'm just going to clip the edges here. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and do the buff, pre-buff on the well of the tip, just so I don't have to worry about all of that extra on the back end. So we're doing almond. Okay, almond it is. Okay. Alright. So almond is just another form of a stiletto to me, but rounded, right? It's more rounded in and it's not as sharp. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I would start it, just so I can make sure I get the look. Okay? Go ahead and, get this dust off my nail. Okay, so let's go ahead and place this tip on here. Make sure it's straight. Okay, so make sure that's straight. Okay, and we got it on. And I'm just gonna take that little lint free, and I'm just gonna dab that excess glue off the nail. We got a storm coming through. Alright guys, we'll stay until I can't do it. If I get kicked out, you guys know it's because I have a storm on the horizon. Okay, so I'm going to go in the center of my, I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So I want to go in the center. This is the center here of my nail, right? So I'm going to start at the center, and I'm going to take as much off as I can, right? So I want to make sure that everything is even, right? That way I get it kind of like I want it. I get the shape that I want. And I'm going to take off as much of that nail as I can, right? So now I'm going to go in. And it's been a minute since I did an almond nail. So if we don't do it right the first time, we'll do it again. Okay? So I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to go at a more like a 45 degree. I want to get it really, really under there. I'm cleaning up that part first. Now I'm going to get off of that side because I want it all to be balanced, right? You bet. Be right taking my trash to the kitchen. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get on this side. And I'm going to give this side the same attention to detail like I did the other side. Right? Okay. So now I'm looking at the nail. I'm thinking, okay, I need to give this side a little bit more attention. And go in on this side a little bit more. So now I'm going to go in on this side a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm going to start rounding this side. Because I need to get the coffin. I need to get my rounded sides before I start doing anything else. I need to get that round shape. So I'm just going to go under there. And I'm going to start rounding. And I'm only showing you guys how I do it. I'm not saying it's perfect, or by no means it's the way you should do it. But this is how I do it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in. I'm going to go back on this side. I'm going to give it a little bit more attention. Right? And I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And the only thing I hate about stiletto and almond is one side of my arm. When I'm on one side of my hand, one side work better than the other. I don't know how to explain that, but one side of my nails work like I'm stronger on one side than the other. One side is weaker than the other, so I can't explain it, but let me get something prop. Okay, so now I'm going in. I got the hands now facing me because this is where you start to go crazy. When it's not looking, you're not looking at it, right? When it's not facing you, you can get the shape all wonky. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start. I'm going to take those little pieces off. I'm going to keep playing until I get it where I want it, right? And this is just a pre-shape. So I already know that if I don't keep my product within the lines, I'm going to have more work on the back end, right? So I'm going to round it. Okay. I'm gonna round it. Okay. So now I got my almond started, right? I got my almond started. This is not easy, Nikki. It's not easy at all. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this in because I forgot to do that. I'm gonna blend this in. I'm glad lunch was great for you guys. I love eating too. So now I have my pre-shape for my almond, right? So now my pre-shape is done for almond, and I can start application. Now this is more on that long almond side, which everybody love now, the long almond. But if you shorten the nail, you can get a short almond, you know, yada yada yada. So here is our almond shape here, and yeah. So it just, you have to go in with the file a little bit more at this angle here when you're doing the almond. You want to take off as much of the tip as you possibly can to start your shape. But don't go wild with it because you want to actually, it takes practice. Yes, it takes practice. But you want to give the same amount of detail for each side. Remember, don't just stay on one side. You stay on one side, you're going to destroy the shape. Move from side to side. Even if you got to count in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay on give each side the same amount of attention. That way you can get your shapes to come out shaping. Okay? Belinda. Lord, appreciate nails. Please don't stop making them. They not gonna stop making them. Those are what's most easy, and everybody go for it because, of course, you know this right here. It can be a challenge. All right, guys. So what we want to do next? We got between stiletto and round. So, which one you guys want? Stiletto or round? Belinda, you a bitch. Stiletto flawlessly. Cheddar said stiletto. Okay. I know, right, Belinda. Okay, we'll go with stiletto. I'm going to go ahead and get it ready. I'm going to go ahead and do what I've been doing. And let's cut these little pointy edges. Belinda said stiletto. Okay. Right? Stiletto, Nikki. Okay. All right. I was only told old people wear round. Well, I'm an old person, so I don't know. I guess that's true. I don't wear round, but you know, I know how to do the shape. Cause my mother-in-law, she wear round nails. So, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go in and I'm going to go ahead and secure this nail to the nail. I'm old to me. Right. If that's the case, I guess I do too. I'm sorry, guys. I got out of the shot. I'm gonna get back in frame. Niggas said, "Oh, for me, please." Okay. Alright, guys, so we're going to do a stiletto here. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and blend this tip in. And stiletto is just going to start stiletto the same way you did almond. The only thing about the stiletto is we're not going to round it. Okay. So for stiletto, you want to start in the center of the nail. You want to find your center. Right. And this is my ring finger, so I'm going to have to pull it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take off as much of this tip as I possibly can to start my stiletto. Right? See how much I was able to take off on that other side compared to this side. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That's going to be good for me. Oh, friend hurt herself. Oh no, what happened to my baby? My best friend, my best friend. I love stiletto because I have chunky fingers. Yeah, I like stiletto shape as well. Okay, guys, so I'm going to start here. I'm just going to put the file here, and I'm going to turn it the same way, like a 45-degree angle. I'm going to really get into it, okay? So now I want to make sure from the free edge to the point of the finger that it's all even, okay? So I'm going to get in here, and I'm going to give it the same attention to detail, and I'm going to go from side to side, okay? So now I'm going to get off that side, and I'm going to get onto this side, okay? And the only thing about when you're shaping your own nails is finding something to brace the nail with, right? Because remember, these are just the tips, so the tips can easily break, okay? So I'm going to go in. I'm going to do the same thing on this side of the nail. I'm going to give it more, and I'm going to look at the nail. So now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to start looking at the nail because the nail stilettos can get sharp, and it don't really take a lot. They can go fast, right? So now that I'm looking at the nail, I'm going to go back in on this side. I'm going to start going towards the center of the nail. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So I'm counting because I want to make sure I give the same amount of detail on the other side of my nail. Okay? So now I'm going to prop my thumb finger there. And I'm going to start on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So now I'm going to come in. I'm going to clean off this nail. And now I can see where I need to do some work at, and it's at the tip. So now I'm going to take it away from the body, and I'm going to start focusing on the tip part of the nail, right? Because I don't want to taper in too much of the body anymore because I done already got the body as sharp as I want it. But now I need to focus on the tip. So I'm taking the file away from the body of the nail and only focusing on the tip part of the nail, if you can see. Okay? Doing a very light hand. Very light hand. So I can make sure I get my tip the way I want to, right? So I'm just taking away from the body and I'm focusing more on the tip of the nail, okay? Okay, and depending on how sharp you want your stiletto complete, okay? So now that we have our stiletto done, now we can start on application, okay? So you want to make sure that when you working on the nail, you stop in between when you're shaping the nails and you clean off the dust so you can really clearly see your nail and how you shaping it and how you want it to look, okay? So you want it to, if it's looking the way you like it to look, then you're doing great, okay? Her grippy socks don't grip on the tippy toes and she was spinning and fell. Oh no. Oh. 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 I hope she okay. Yeah, that'll hurt somebody. That thing is sharp. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the last one and get this rounded oval shape because it's getting crazy out here and I don't want to stuff start cutting off on me. So let's go ahead and get to the if it was sunny outside and I wasn't dealing with storms, we would have did a little application on these so you guys could see how to keep the application. But next Wednesday we'll come back and we'll do application on the nails, okay? I made that look so easy. Oh, she got a bruise. I don't know. I used to hate when Diamond get hurt when she was little and get any kind of bruises, child. I didn't like it at all. She was too light-skinned to be getting bruised. Plus, I ain't have no time for them teachers be asking me, well, what happened? That's the first thing they like to ask. They want to know what happened, how it happened, and then they going to evaluate how it happened. Child, I ain't got time. I used to be walking around on eggshells with this little girl. Cause I ain't want her getting hurt by no means necessary. Okay. Alright guys, so now we're gonna go in. We're gonna get to let's see, the rounded nail. Okay. Nails getting too long. Okay. Will help take this know about her spinning thorns. So, right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and apply this nail on to our pinky. Make sure it's straight. My pinky finger, guys, on both my nails are always crooked. It's the early arthritis in my hands. So if it look crooked to you, it's because it probably my nails are crooked naturally. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to go in and we are going to do the rounded shape. Now, rounded shape is very simple, guys. You're not going to take much off, right? You're going to create it almost like your almond, but you want to round it, right? So, here, you're going to find your center, just like you would with your stiletto and with your almond. You're going to find the center. Now, you're going to cut some off here in the corner, just like so, okay? So you're going to cut it off in the corner. Okay? Just like so. And then you're going to take the nail, right? You're going to take the nail and you're going to start at a 90-degree angle. You don't want to go too much in. You want to go like at a 90-degree angle, right? Starting on each side. You can't really see what I'm doing because my hands are longer than my pinky. So let me try to see if you can see me. So I'm going in at a 90-degree angle and I'm starting off my shape for my oval, round, whatever you want to call it, right? Okay. So now that I have that, now this is where you want to get detail. So you're going to go underneath the nail and start rounding it, okay? You're going to go underneath your shaping. You don't want to go on top. You're going underneath. Okay? Going underneath the nail to round your nail out. Underneath. Underneath. Round the nail out. Underneath. Oh, sorry, guys. Underneath. And so this is kind of like a long oval here. But if it was shorter, you wanted a short oval, you just cut down the length. And you're just going to go round, round underneath. Okay? Not over top, just over, around. What's the point of having these other things to cloud people? You don't really need other things to cloud people. Okay, so now you have your rounded nail. You have a hard time filing on your dominant hand. Yeah, me too. Okay, so now you have your rounded shape. Okay. So that didn't take long. Where did I get those scissors? Which scissors? These, I think I got these off of Shein, I think. Shein, I believe. I can't remember. But I'll try to link some scissors for you guys too as well. So, yep, now you have your round. So you have all your shapes here and you did it with some regular schmegler tips. Okay? So that's just for those that's just now starting out on your journey and you like, okay, well, how can I get this shape? Or how can I get that shape? Or how can I make this shape this or that? That's all you need. And it's really simple, but you have to really take your time in your filing process. You got to make sure that you give each side the same amount of time. So even if you have to count it out, and give each side the same amount of detail. Now, the most you're going to go in is your 45-degree angle, and that's at your stiletto, right? 90-degree angle. Almond, 90-degree angle for your round. You have straight edge for your tapered square. And then if you wanted to bring this in and make it a ballerina, all you gotta do is just bring it in a little bit more, and that coffin will turn into a ballerina coffin. Okay, so a ballerina tip. You just have to bring it in. It's going to be more narrow. It's going to be more tapered in at the top. So you're going to have just a very small square. Okay, so yeah, I'm a DIY too. So I do both my hands as well. Okay, so yeah. So guys, you saw today we did prep on the natural nail, and we also did some shaping on our nails. And so next Wednesday we'll get into application on your nails, whether you're using polygel, whether you're using acrylic, whether you're using gel. We'll get into the application and why it's so important to stay in the guidelines and make sure your application is clean. Okay. So yeah, I love the way these all came out. The shape was very nice. I suck at shaping both hands, but my dominant hand is going to be hardest for me too. And if you suck at shaping your dominant hand, guys, I'm gonna give you a little trick to that. Take your dominant hand tips and go ahead and shape them off your nail. Okay, and then put them on your nail. It's like creating the shape on your press-on stand or with your little press-on kick, and then applying it to your nail. Okay, so it's just like buying a pre-shaped tip, but instead of buying the pre-shaped tip, you've already created the tip off the stand. Then you just put it on and then apply your nails. So that's how you can get away with that for your non-dominant hand. That's how I do things for my non-dominant hand. If it's challenging, I like to go ahead and do the shaping and everything off. And yeah. Alright guys, it's getting really bad here. So I want to say thank you all for joining me. If you would, go ahead and hit that like button for me. I will see you all in next Wednesday's video. This video will be saved so you can go back, slow it down if you want to, so you can see if you want to learn how to just practice your shaping. Just in case you ever run into, you want your nails to be a certain length, a certain design, a certain way, and you don't feel like, you know, waiting on Amazon or whoever to bring you those desired tips, okay? Yeah, you can do all of these short too, guys. So we will, if you want me to show you the next time how we do them short, then I can do that, and then we'll do application. So we'll get into shaping it short, and we'll do application, okay? So next Wednesday, I'll see you all next Wednesday. We'll do a short shaping, and then we'll put the application on. All right, until the next time, guys, thank you so very much for joining me. I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you all for the support that you give me on this channel. Thank you for joining me and spending your day with me, and I will see you all in my next video. Be safe, stay warm, and I'll see you all later. Peace.